By 2025, millions of Americans will be completely unprepared for retirement, and the consequences could be devastating. In fact, nearly 40% of adults in the US have less than $300 saved for their golden years. That's not just concerning, it's a financial disaster waiting to happen. Imagine reaching retirement age with no savings, no pension, and relying solely on Social Security, which many experts agree won't even be enough to cover basic living expenses. This isn't just a problem for people who haven't been careful with their money. It's a widespread crisis that's affecting people across every age group and income bracket. 1 in 4 Americans has no retirement savings at all. If you're one of the lucky few with a retirement plan, how do you know it's enough? Are you truly on track, or is the future you've planned for a fantasy? In today's video, we're diving deep into 10 shocking reasons why millions of people are facing a retirement nightmare, and why you might be next. From skyrocketing healthcare costs to crippling student debt and the disappearance of traditional pensions, these factors are quietly sabotaging your financial future. But don't panic just yet. Stick around, because we'll also show you exactly what you can do to protect yourself and your future. The clock is ticking. Are you ready to face the truth about your retirement? Number 1. Insufficient retirement savings. The cold, hard truth is that too many Americans aren't saving enough for retirement, and in many cases, they aren't saving at all. While financial experts recommend saving at least 15% of your income for retirement, a staggering number of people are falling far short of this target. In fact, a recent study revealed that nearly 60% of Americans have less than $10,000 saved for retirement. That's right, $10,000. Think about it. If you're planning to live for another 30 years after retiring, $10,000 won't even cover a year's worth of living expenses. It's a sobering reality, yet it's one that millions of people are waking up to far too late. And it's not just a problem for those nearing retirement age. Younger generations aren't saving enough either. The average millennial has only about $33,000 in retirement savings, while Gen Z has even less. If this trend continues, the future of retirement in America looks incredibly bleak. But why is this happening? For one, living expenses are higher than ever. From soaring rent prices to rising healthcare costs, many people are barely getting by, let alone putting money aside for retirement. And when emergencies or unexpected bills arise, saving for the future becomes an afterthought. However, it's not all doom and gloom. The good news is that it's never too late to start saving. And the earlier you begin, the better. Even small contributions to retirement accounts like a 401k or IRA can make a big difference over time, thanks to the magic of compound interest. So, if you're one of the many people who have been putting off saving, now is the time to take action before it's too late. The future of your financial freedom is in your hands. Number 2. High cost of living and healthcare. As if saving for retirement wasn't difficult enough, the cost of living is rising at a staggering rate, and it's not showing any signs of slowing down. From skyrocketing rent to inflated grocery prices, more and more Americans are finding themselves living paycheck to paycheck, making it nearly impossible to set aside money for retirement. In fact, a recent survey found that over 60% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck, with no room for savings. But it's not just day-to-day expenses that are the problem. It's the rising cost of healthcare. Healthcare is one of the biggest drains on retirement savings. As you get older, your medical needs will likely increase, and that means you'll need to set aside even more money just to stay healthy. In 2023, the average cost of healthcare in retirement is projected to be over $300,000 for a couple. That's money most people don't have, especially when the majority of Americans aren't saving enough to begin with. Many people assume that Medicare will cover their healthcare costs in retirement, but that's far from the truth. Medicare doesn't cover everything, and out-of-pocket expenses can be substantial. Prescription drugs, dental care, and long-term care are often not fully covered. This means that without proper planning, retirees could face huge financial burdens when they should be enjoying their later years. So, how do you combat this rising tide of costs? Start planning for these expenses now. Consider looking into health savings accounts, HSAs, or other retirement-specific savings plans that offer tax advantages for healthcare costs. The earlier you start setting money aside for healthcare, the better prepared you'll be when those bills start piling up. Number 3. Dependence on Social Security. Many Americans mistakenly believe that Social Security will be enough to fund their retirement, but the reality is much darker. Social Security is not designed to be a primary source of income for retirees. It's meant to be a supplement to your savings. Yet millions of people are relying on it as their only form of financial security when they retire. Here's the hard truth. The average Social Security benefit in 2024 is only about $1,800 per month. That might seem like a decent amount, but when you factor in the average monthly expenses, including housing, utilities, food, and healthcare, that $1,800 can easily fall short. In fact, for many retirees, Social Security covers less than 40% of their pre-retirement income, leaving a significant gap between what they receive and what they need. To make matters worse, the Social Security Trust Fund is facing a financial crisis. According to the latest reports, it's estimated that by 2034, the trust fund will be depleted, and beneficiaries could face a reduction in their monthly payouts by as much as 20 to 25%. This is a ticking time bomb that millions of Americans are unaware of. If you're planning on living solely off Social Security, you're likely in for a rude awakening. So, what can you do? The key is to not rely solely on Social Security. Diversify your retirement income by contributing to savings plans like a 401k, IRA, or other investment options. Social Security may be a part of the puzzle, but it shouldn't be the only piece. The more you save and invest on your own, the less dependent you'll be on a government program that's on shaky ground. Number 4. Lack of financial literacy. A lack of financial literacy is one of the biggest barriers preventing Americans from preparing for retirement. While many people understand the basics of budgeting and spending, most don't know how to properly plan for long-term financial goals, like retirement. This gap in knowledge leaves many people unsure of how to save, invest, and make their money work for them. In fact, only about 1 in 3 Americans can correctly answer basic financial questions, such as how to diversify investments or the impact of inflation on retirement savings. This lack of understanding leads people to make poor decisions, like relying too heavily on their paycheck and ignoring the power of compound interest. Without a clear understanding of personal finance, it's easy to make mistakes that cost you in the long run. Take retirement savings, for example. Many people don't realize the importance of starting early or contributing regularly to retirement accounts like 401ks or IRAs. Others may not understand the difference between stocks and bonds, or the role asset allocation plays in risk management. Without this knowledge, it's easy to overlook opportunities that could significantly increase their retirement savings. But it's not just about investment strategies. Financial literacy also includes budgeting, managing debt, and understanding taxes. People who fail to manage their debt or overlook tax implications in their savings can end up with significantly less money in retirement. The good news is that financial literacy is something you can improve. There are plenty of resources available, from online courses and financial podcasts to books and financial advisors. Start educating yourself today. The more you learn, the better prepared you'll be to make smarter decisions and build a solid foundation for your future. Number 5. Rising debt levels. The rising levels of debt among Americans are one of the biggest obstacles to securing a comfortable retirement. In fact, debt is holding back millions of people from saving enough for the future. Whether it's credit, card debt, student loans, or mortgages, many people find themselves overwhelmed by financial obligations that prevent them from putting money aside for retirement. Student loan debt alone is a massive problem, with Americans owing over $1.7 trillion in student loans. For many younger individuals, this burden has delayed their ability to start saving for retirement. Instead of contributing to a 401k or IRA, they're focused on paying down loans that seem impossible to escape. The longer it takes to pay off these loans, the harder it becomes to put money into retirement accounts. But it's not just student loans. Credit card debt is another major issue. Americans collectively owe over $1 trillion in credit card debt, and the high interest rates on this debt can make it difficult to get ahead. Paying off high-interest balances while trying to save for retirement is a constant balancing act, and often, retirement takes a back seat. Even mortgages and other types of loans can create financial strain. With monthly payments weighing people down, they often find it hard to allocate enough funds toward savings. It's a vicious cycle. People are paying off debt, but they're not saving enough to grow wealth for the future. So, how can you break free from this cycle? Start by prioritizing debt repayment. Focus on high-interest debt first and aim to pay it off as quickly as possible. Consider strategies like the debt avalanche or debt snowball method. The sooner you eliminate debt, the sooner you can free up resources to start building your retirement savings. If you found this video valuable and want to keep learning how to secure your future, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. It's just one click, but it makes a huge difference for us. Drop a comment below and share your thoughts. Let's continue the conversation and help each other plan for a better tomorrow. Number 6. Delayed retirement savings. One of the biggest mistakes people make when it comes to retirement is simply putting it off. It's easy to assume that there's always time to save, but the truth is, the longer you wait, the harder it becomes to build the nest egg you'll need to live comfortably in retirement. Starting late isn't just a minor inconvenience. It's a major financial hurdle that will impact your future security. Let's paint a clearer picture. If you begin saving for retirement at age 25 and consistently invest just $200 a month, with a decent return on investment, you could have hundreds of thousands of dollars by the time you retire at 65. But if you wait until age 40 to start saving the same amount, you'll have to contribute almost 3 times as much, around $600 a month, to reach the same goal. This is the reality of compound interest. The earlier you start, the more your money works for you. Unfortunately, many people fall into the trap of thinking, "I'm young, I have plenty of time," or "I'll start saving when I'm making more money." But life doesn't wait. Delaying retirement savings can have a devastating effect on your financial independence later on. It can mean fewer options, less freedom, and more stress in your later years when you should be relaxing and enjoying the fruits of your labor. The good news is that it's never too late to start, but the sooner you begin, the easier it will be. Start small if necessary, $50, $100 a month, but make it a priority. Consistency is key. The time to start saving for retirement is now. Don't wait until it's too late to take control of your financial future. Number 7. The gig economy. The rise of the gig economy has transformed how many people earn a living. Whether it's driving for a ride-sharing service, freelancing, or doing temporary jobs, more and more Americans are stepping away from traditional 9-to-5 jobs. While the flexibility and independence of gig work can be appealing, it's creating a huge problem for retirement planning. Gig workers often don't have access to employer-sponsored retirement plans, such as a 401k. Without these automatic savings opportunities, many freelancers and independent contractors fail to set aside money for the future. It's easy to put off saving when you don't have a structured retirement account staring you in the face each payday. But without a solid retirement strategy, gig workers risk facing a future with insufficient retirement funds. The statistics are shocking. Over 36% of gig workers don't save for retirement at all. Instead of contributing to a retirement fund, many are spending what they earn immediately, thinking they'll catch up later. However, the reality is that without a dedicated retirement plan, it's almost impossible to accumulate enough savings to support yourself when you stop working. What makes it even harder is the lack of benefits that traditional employees receive. No health insurance, no paid vacation, and, crucially, no employer contributions to retirement plans. If you're self-employed, you have to wear many hats, including your own financial planner. This means it's crucial for gig workers to take charge of their retirement savings. The solution is simple. Set up an individual retirement account, IRA, or a solo 401k. Both options allow self-employed workers to save for retirement and take advantage of tax benefits. Even small contributions will add up over time. Don't let the freedom of gig work turn into a retirement nightmare. Take control of your future today. Number 8. Economic instability and job insecurity. In today's unpredictable world, economic instability and job insecurity are more common than ever, and they can have a major impact on retirement planning. Recessions, market crashes, and layoffs are constant threats, and many people are finding it harder than ever to plan for the future with the constant fear of losing their job. With unstable job markets, especially for older workers, many are forced to delay their retirement plans or completely adjust their financial goals. The reality is that traditional retirement planning assumes a steady, predictable job trajectory, but that's no longer the case. Job loss is a major concern, especially for people in industries that are highly susceptible to economic downturns. A sudden loss of income can wipe out months or even years of savings, leaving individuals without the financial cushion they were counting on for retirement. Older workers are particularly vulnerable, as companies tend to hire younger employees at lower salaries, and older workers often struggle to find new jobs if they're laid off. Many are forced to delay their retirement plans because of insufficient savings or the need to continue working for health benefits and income. Job insecurity leads to a lack of long-term planning, as people are more focused on surviving the present moment rather than thinking about their future. The solution here is to diversify your income sources and build multiple streams of revenue. Don't rely solely on one job or one source of income. Consider investing in skills that will keep you marketable in any job market, and look into side gigs or other opportunities to supplement your income. And of course, always keep an emergency fund to protect yourself against financial uncertainty. Planning for the unexpected is one of the best ways to protect your retirement dreams from the storm of economic instability. Number 9. The decline of traditional pension plans. Not too long ago, traditional pension plans were the gold standard for retirement savings. Many companies offered pensions, providing employees with a guaranteed monthly income after retirement based on their years of service and salary. For those fortunate enough to have one, it was a huge benefit, ensuring a stable financial future. However, the pension system is disappearing fast, and millions of Americans are left without this safety net. In the past few decades, companies have increasingly moved away from offering pensions in favor of 401k plans, which shift the responsibility of saving for retirement onto employees. The problem with this shift is that 401ks require employees to actively contribute and manage their own retirement funds. And not everyone is equipped with the financial knowledge or discipline to make the most of it. Unlike pensions, which provide guaranteed income, 401ks are dependent on market performance, which means your retirement savings could fluctuate or even shrink depending on the economy. Another issue is that pensions are becoming increasingly rare, particularly for newer generations. In fact, only about 16% of private sector workers have access to a traditional pension plan, compared to the half of workers who had pensions in the 1980s. With fewer people having access to pensions, it's now up to individuals to ensure they have enough saved for retirement. So, how do you fill the gap? The key is to take matters into your own hands by actively contributing to retirement savings vehicles like 401ks, IRAs, or even taxable brokerage accounts. Don't wait for a pension to be handed to you. Start saving and investing now. Your financial future may depend on it. Number 10. The longevity factor. One of the biggest challenges in retirement planning today is longevity. The fact that people are living longer than ever before. While living longer is undoubtedly a positive, it brings a serious financial challenge. More people are reaching their 80s and 90s, and even beyond. But the question remains, will your savings last that long? According to the National Institute on Aging, the average life expectancy in the US has reached over 78 years. And with advancements in healthcare, many individuals are living well into their 90s. This means that if you retire at age 65, you could very well spend 30 years or more in retirement. But the problem is, most people haven't saved enough to support such a long retirement. With life expectancy increasing, many retirees are faced with the reality of outliving their savings. Imagine you've planned for a 20-year retirement, but you end up living 30 years. Your savings could be depleted long before you're ready to stop working, leaving you with limited options. This is particularly concerning when you consider rising healthcare costs and unexpected expenses that often arise in later years. To mitigate this risk, it's critical to plan for a longer retirement. Start by saving more now, rather than hoping your savings will stretch. Consider investing in assets that grow over time, like stocks, real estate, or other income-producing investments. Retirement accounts, such as a 401k or IRA, should be consistently funded, and the sooner you start, the better. Additionally, planning for longevity means considering how to generate income during retirement. This could include strategies like part-time work, rental income, or even annuities. The key is to diversify your income streams and ensure that your savings will last for decades to come. Don't let longevity catch you off guard. Prepare today to make sure your savings support you for the long haul. The reality of America's looming retirement crisis is undeniable, and it's affecting millions of people across the nation. From insufficient savings to high costs of living and the decline of traditional pension plans, many Americans are facing a future where retirement is nothing more than a dream. With economic instability, rising debt, and the growing longevity factor, it's clear that simply relying on Social Security or hoping for the best isn't enough. But here's the thing. It's not too late to change the course of your future. By starting today, no matter your age or financial situation, you can begin to build a secure retirement. The earlier you start, the more time you have to grow your wealth and make smart financial choices that will pay off in the long run. Don't wait until retirement is around the corner to realize you're unprepared. Take charge of your financial future now before it's too late. If you're serious about securing your future, take action today. Don't let the retirement crisis catch you off guard. Drop a comment below and share your thoughts. What steps are you taking to prepare for retirement? We'd love to hear from you. And if you found this video valuable, support us by subscribing. It only takes one click, but it means the world to us. Don't forget to check out our previous video for more tips on taking control of your finances. Together, we can build a secure future.